I'm sorry, I lost train of thought of what your question was. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Yeah.
She's one of the biggest stars of badminton in India, a Commonwealth Games champion, World Championship bronze medalist. Her list of achievements is endless. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashwini Ponnappa.
I've always been known as a player who's predominantly at the back half of the court rather than the net. So switching and playing mixed doubles has been a challenge, but I think I've adapted over the years, which also requires me to move into the net, which is something that I've not naturally done, but I've learned to do because I prefer to be at the back of the court. So partnering with her is quite fun because she's very energetic, wants to do well, and someone who's very gritty on court. So it's nice, even though we have a really big age gap. I think that doesn't really matter when we're on court. Of course, for me, since I played for such a long time and I have a lot of experience, I do tend to be more like a mentor. But then, having said that, I would say when you're on court, you can't really have seniority and juniority. At the end of the day, you're a partnership, irrespective of how big the age gap is. Especially after COVID, there's a huge rise in a lot of youngsters being pushed towards doubles, taking up doubles, being sponsored to play. And all these factors weren't there pre-COVID, I would say, which is why you also saw very few players out in the senior circuit. It's quite nice. It's nice to see how doubles is getting a lot of sponsorships coming their way and encouragement coming their way for youngsters because it's motivating. Because in this day and age, it's also about going out and playing internationally and seeing how good you can be there. And in the past, you'd only see like one or two pairs being sent to tournaments from the national side, and not a lot of players going out and playing on their own, which has changed drastically in the last couple of years. Honestly, it's very tricky and it's very hectic, and it gets really overwhelming at times because there are too many tournaments and it's hard to like find the right gap to take a break because also since it's the Olympic year, everyone is chasing a lot of points. And for my partner and me personally, it's also for us gaining points because we haven't really played. So it's sometimes between choosing between a bigger tournament and a smaller tournament, and we don't really get an entry at the bigger tournaments. So that means we've got to look at the smaller tournaments, but there's a lot of clash. It would be nice if we had like a streamlined year where we would also get an off season. But I would say with the sport growing the way it is growing, it's but natural to have so many tournaments and it's a lot more taxing on the players. And it's up to us to decide when to take a break and when not to. I think motivation, especially as you get older, is the trickiest thing. Because when you're young, you have time on your side, you have enthusiasm, but as you've gotten older and you've done well, then your expectations are high. And to keep going, keep pushing, and to keep having that belief and hope that yes, you're going to get that result again is a tricky aspect, especially when it comes to getting to the stadium every day and training every day. It's always tricky. But I would say motivation wise for me is this glimmer of hope that something good's going to come my way and putting in the effort, time and effort on court. And fortunately, again, starting off with a young partner is very motivating. I love the energy Tanisha brings to the court. I love the enthusiasm, and that's quite motivating.